Lenz, if you will please put me in touch with another of these contacts.
This is a person known as Denius.
Is it Indenius?
Denius.
Denius.
D-E-N.
D-E-N-I-O-S. Denius.
I am a male.
Yes.
And I am a scientist. I reside in an Earth world which is halfway between the development of your Earth and the planet you call Mars in your solar system. And therefore we are slightly advanced in some ways, and in some ways we are slightly behind. But we have many scientific apparatuses here in operation that has given us an awareness of the life that thrives in this galaxy. Yet we lack the necessary spiritual factor to raise this planet to a state where the peoples here would accept the full understanding of their place in the total scheme of creation and as a part of the many infinite numbers of worlds lying and existing in higher states than their own. So far, with our instruments, we have been able to become aware of many, many Earth worlds and many of the worlds that we have contacted by our electronic means.
You have contacted many, many Earth worlds, you're saying?
Yes, we have.
Through this lens?
Not through the lens, but through our own
mental communication?
Electronic devices.
Oh, electronic.
The electronic. We have not developed the mental activity.
Well,
we depend entirely upon the use of instrumentation. And to the extent that we have developed these instruments, we have developed the mind, but it is not a spiritual development. It is simply a curiosity.
I understand. That's the same shape that this planet is in. We have quite a development here on planet Earth. And by the way, what is the name of your planet, dear one? What did you say his name was?
Denius.
What is the name of your planet, Denius?
The name of this planet is Ray.
Ray.
R-E-Y.
R-E-Y. Well, that should be shining a lot more than it is then, shouldn't it?
It is that one can go so far in their development and still be behind. We have found that developments can be made in better, or shall we say, higher forms of instruments, and yet they do nothing but magnify. They do not have the ability to see into the inner worlds. They do not have the ability to help man to know himself, his true spiritual nature. And this is our state of development.
Do you have a way of knowing who you're speaking to? Do you have a way of knowing that this is planet Earth?
Yes, we do know this. This is not difficult for us, as we have had correspondence with other planets.
But you haven't corresponded with planet Earth before, have you?
We have not received a signal from your planet.
So you really get it.
But we can, and we do have constantly received much information as to the state of your world.
So it isn't anything to brag about. In an electronic way, they have many electronic marvels, and of course you perhaps have heard about what they think is a great marvel, the moon flights in their rocket ships to the moon, and many electronic marvels. But they don't know about the greatest electronic marvel of all, their own individual self. For man is an electronic marvel. Are you folks aware of this?
We have, when we look at your Earth plane, an appreciation for their backwardness in science, and yet they have an appreciation for the questioning spirit that is not a part of this plane. We have even erected spaceships which have traveled to other Earth planes. We have come to the Earth on these ships.
Mm-hmm.
We have the knowledge of the fields of force called the electromagnetic fields, and we understand how to use this form of energy.
But you still haven't applied this to the individual as being an electronic instrument,
This is true.
Well, what a pity.
This is
Maybe we can help.
the great obstacle of all Earth planes, that they have in their own ways advanced according to the particular development of the peoples who have reincarnated for ages and ages of time, and yet depending upon their leadership and depending upon the frequency of those individuals, they have maintained their planets in a certain level of either ignorance or, as with Mars, have extended to a much higher development. Many of these Earth worlds are young worlds, and many of them are old in terms of the appearance and reappearance of the multitudes of people who make up its population.
What would you say would be the greatest will and desire of your people as a whole?
Our people are in a state of utter complacency and are awaiting a transformation. They are complacent, and yet they are aware of a change that is coming about. They have been told that this development of the increasing activity in science and the development of much devices to make their life more comfortable cannot go on, as there is a devoid or a void within each individual, as he has reached a state of almost being hypnotized, your Earth world, and are in that, as I have said before, state of complacency. But this is not a permanent state.
Of course not. This is a very bad and a very dangerous state for man to arrive at, and I can tell you there are countless persons on this earth world in the same situation. They have no motivation, no desire, no goal, no purpose in life other than the mundane physical habits. But we're going to change all this, and I understand that many of the worlds in this same solar system and even beyond are likewise going to be influenced and affected. This is the golden age, and it has already begun. Dear brother, friend, and you are a brother, anyone who is in touch with this magnificent friend is a brother. Brother Dennis, we are here especially in this great program to project the radiations, the infinite light that can be so generated through this great and magnificent lens. And you comprehend what we mean, the lens. Are you familiar with the lens?